criminal justice. So please keep it going. Y'all give it up for the mentor, activist, and life enthusiast, Eric Wheeler.
Man, with an introduction like that, I'm curious to see what I'm going to say. And thank you, Emiliano, for your speech. That it was awesome. And for everyone here, especially the band back there, for showing up. I can't wait to hear you guys play. Guys and gals. The first thing I'd like to talk about is gratitude. I was asked earlier, why I would speak out as a survivor of sexual assault, physical assault, and emotional assault. And it goes back to hundreds of conversations I've had with people in prisons, in treatment facilities, and other places that for some reason felt comfortable enough to share their experiences with me. And I believe that the spirit of this rally can be best described in a job I used to have. I was a crew member for a band called the Blues Travelers here in Austin. And what struck me about them was not so much their music, even though I like their music, was the fact that on their crew shirt, it was really simple and plain. On the front, it had their little cartoon mascot, and on the back, it said crew. And then right underneath their mascot, it said, "We'd like to thank your mom." And all of the great things that people do, that have done in history, there was one person that superseded that, and that was their mother. Every woman will risk their life giving childbirth. Might not be a significant risk, but it's still a risk. And for all the mothers here, I'd like to thank you. And I think back that I think everyone has a spiritual journey through this life. And like I said, part of mine was growing up in a poor part of North Austin, being exposed to physical, sexual, and emotional abuse. And I believe that we take whatever we get grown with and we run with it. After that experience, I went through 17 years of addiction and alcoholism. And January 28th of 99, through the help of a lot of loving men and women, I was able to draw a line in the sand and choose life over that self-imposed prison. And I think back to one of the guys that really inspired me. And he was a gentleman that took his time, just like most of you are doing here, took his time to come speak at a event that we had. And he was talking about when he was 19 years old, fighting his way into Dachau in Germany. And the things that he saw when he got into that concentration camp, he remarked, "No God could allow this." And when I sobered up, I really resonated with that, because I was in early sobriety, and the things that I was exposed to and the things that I've seen other human beings exposed to, no God could allow that. But at that time, I didn't understand that some of these things were done by people. It wasn't done by God. God is the most important relationship I have in my life today. And it was because of that man taking his time, I was able to have the opportunity to form a relationship with God. And that's how I'm up here speaking about this stuff. My personal purpose is to end physical, sexual, and emotional abuse. Period. And I know I'm probably going to have to live a long time, and I'm going to need a lot of help from people just like you to make that happen. Turning off the images we see in the media that portray women in an inhuman way. That's number one. Not going to see those violent movies and not participating in that kind of behavior. I'd like to kind of sum up my experience with a quote from a guy named James Allen. And he said, as you rise above the sordid self, as you break one after another the chains that bind you, will you realize that the joy of giving, as distinguished from the misery of grasping, giving of your substance, giving of your intellect, giving of the love and light that is growing inside of you. And I would say, as the pregnant mother with child in womb, nurturing that love for yourself, nurturing that love in your homes with your family, nurturing that love in your communities. And I would like to challenge each and every one of you to a purpose that I've accepted. And I think it's best described in the words of Og Mandino, who said, I am here for a purpose. And that purpose is to grow into a mountain, not to shrink to a grain of sand. Henceforth will I apply all my efforts to become the highest mountain of all. And I will strain my potential until it cries for mercy. And I hope that each and every one of you will strain your potential to making this purpose I have of ending physical, sexual, and emotional abuse to men and women a reality. And just like this country was founded on, there was a few people that took on a commitment for change. And I am so grateful that y'all showed up here to be a part of this, and that whatever your purpose is, that you strain your potential to meet that purpose. Thank you so much for your time and the opportunity.
Thanks, Eric. All right, we're going to take this. Y'all give it up one more time for Eric, man. Saying some real